All right, welcome to another episode of ELEV8. We are your hosts, Justin Caraway, and my boy CJ is in the building, ready to rock and
Sir.
roll today. Today we have a very special guest, someone that I always look forward to hearing from, picking up on his wisdom, his sound advice, just his approach on certain things goes a long way. And with no further ado, he's been on the show before. I would like for him to consider this a second home, but we got to see how he feel about that. But with no further ado, let's bring my brother. Boom, Mr. A-Trap. He is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. The man that I honestly look forward to hearing from anytime he has something going on, especially on this podcast. This brother drops wisdom and knowledge like nobody's business.
Thank you.
Wait for you to get here for the Juneteenth event. Matter of fact, I want to go ahead and share that now because I just actually talked with the city of Garland. And man, I'm looking for a fantastic turnout and a great time with the BS3 network family, as well as just the city and any individual that has nothing to do Juneteenth to celebrate. Are you looking for something to do with your daddy on Father's Day? Please do not hesitate to come out. As you can see, it's in the little corner here, but I'm going to put it up over our faces right now. So this is an event that I am proud to be a member and on the board for in the city of Garland. For them to reach out and seek me and find me, what an honor and a privilege. I hope that this is something that we can grow. This will definitely be an annual event. For those that don't know, annual means repeatedly over and over every year. So this will be something that I'll be looking forward to for sure. But with that being said, because CJ, your topic actually ties into this as well. And I got to hear my man A-Trap on his perspective of some things. Because there's some organizations that just do not want to take, they look at me and feel like I'm the young guy, right? And they do not like that shit, quite honest with you. They look at me as if like, okay, that's great and all, but our church or NAACP, and that's all fine and dandy. By all means, I want those organizations there, but you have to know when to say, okay, this ain't about the organization, this ain't about the church, this is about the community, uplifting, celebrating, and also educating ourselves. But because it's too many of us that don't even know what Juneteenth means. And that bothered me when I was sitting there in front of the city council and we had the young city council members there, which are like high school students, and they straight up and down tapped me on my shoulder and said, "Hey, what is Juneteenth? What does that represent?" I couldn't do anything but just say, "Okay, just wait till I present to the city, and you'll get more of an understanding of what it is." But with that being said, CJ, I want to go ahead and give you the floor to introduce our topic, and let's get the ball rolling, guys. I'm ready.
For sure, for sure. So first off, what's going on, H-Rap? I mean, this is my first time, speaking to H-Rap, what I'm saying, one-on-one. This is my first time. This is the living legend. Hey, you know what? Hey, let me tell you something. Hey, let me tell you something. Hey, everybody be joking around, on the forecast. Hey, H-Rap,
No, man, don't do
serious.
that.
Hey,
Don't do that.
hey, H-Rap.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, like, you know what? I like that, but no, seriously, H-Rap. Hey, welcome aboard. I seriously enjoyed, listening to your knowledge, and especially, I'm a young brother, and I love, you know, the betterment of just Black people and just, and everything. And if I remember correctly, because I try to do my homework before anybody comes on, so I can somewhat know what I'm talking about. But didn't you say? You didn't say, but I remember, but you and Justin was on a podcast by yourselves, but didn't you say that your parents was affiliated with the Black Panther Party? Or was
My dad was part of the movement. So, if you part of anything, your significant other part of something, you know what I mean? And see, like when you see Okay, let's start from the beginning. Chicago. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm from. And it's a very segregated city. Like, if you look at the demographics of the city of Chicago, it is stereotypically the South. Like, when we're not when you think of the South, you think of, you know, segregation and separation of the cultures and things of that nature. And that's truly what Chicago is. And then and in traditional 2020 conversations, they call it neighborhood centric, but it's really just raw dog buck naked segregation. And when you grow up in a situation like that, like when I've expressed how my education situation, I've never been in a classroom with a non-black, without the entire classroom being 100% black. I had very few instructors that were non-black. So people go, "Oh man, I feel sorry for you," and I'm like, "Nah, I don't." And it's not because I want to be segregated. It's just I'm 52 years old. We talking about almost 40 years ago that I was in elementary school. Well, in fourth grade, I was 40 years ago, right? And I can walk you through every teacher from Head Start until I got out of eighth grade, out of elementary school, because those people poured into us. They saw us as human beings. And when you are educated by someone who sees you as a person versus just another guy or another one of them, it's a better situation. And people are, well, you know, you can't go to, you know, go to HBCU if you had an all-black high school, all black. That's not the way the world is. But truly, that's not true in all cases, because as integrated as New York is, still got some places where if you're brown, you can't go there. And, you know, as cosmopolitan as Chicago faces itself, it's still parts of this city. You guys are sports guys. Right outside of Chicago White Sox Stadium, if you go west and it's dark, you might get hit with a brick. You might get chased out of there. You may be accosted. So, yeah, it starts from our parents, but it's really just the city of Chicago forces you to either stand up and have pride or fold and not have anything.
That's real and that's deep. You know, my and I don't know how often that you watch ELEV8. I know you've been on, you know, watching it recently, but in the very beginnings, like
you mute.
Oh, you can hear it?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. Nah, decline Siri.
You said
I'm
in the
sorry.
very beginning.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, so somebody called me on the phone. I'm on the phone. But in the very beginning, back when I used to do ELEV8 on the couch, I was even before I upgraded my life a little bit, I told Justin about my background and how my grandparents, they met at a Black Panther rally in Houston, Texas, way back when. So this was when it was at the peak. And you got to remember, my mom was born. Okay, so you 52. My mom's about to turn 51 tomorrow. So she was, you know what I'm saying? So that just lets you know how bad, you know, and they met at a Black Panther rally. And now I never tell people my grandparents were a part of the movement. They unfortunately was not. I'm not even gonna say unfortunately, but they just, you know, like they felt that revelation, that movement, and that's literally how they met. So I've been taught most of these things at an early age. Like I've had that embedded feeling about white people a long time, for a long time. So, you know, that just goes to show you about the ties. And, you know, people like Black people now are starting to wake up and starting to see certain things that I've been seeing that you two have been seeing, you know, since the very beginning about Black is beautiful and anything since that and the third. So that was just a little, you know, little history, you know, lesson on your boy. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the Black Lives Matter founder. She's in a little bit of some heat right now. I can't think of her name. I literally got another phone with me while somebody else is talking.
Something or other. Kristen.
Something like that, right? So anyway, it turns out, and they do this, she got audited or somebody figured out what she was using her funds for. and she was, and I remember she only spent $1 million, and mind you, she had received in total, and that's not everything, but that was like, I want to say maybe $90 million. Only 1%, not, I'm sorry, not 1%, $1 million went to lobbying. And for people, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what lobbying is. I'm gonna just give it basically, because you have lobbyists, and that's what people, when you want certain bills and certain things, in Congress, that's why you lobby for it. So you spend that money to try to, exactly. So only 1 million went towards that. The rest, either we don't know, to multiple mansions, cribs, cars, jewelry. It's been everywhere but what you think where it should go, right? And that's my biggest issues with the Black Lives Matter this whole Black Lives Matter. They only spent $1 million on actually trying to get a change, and it's not just them. And I want to make that clear. It's not just them, because I'm not here, obviously Caucasians, they do it too. You start a nonprofit, but that's the whole thing. We have some of these nonprofits, these churches, these quote unquote organizations that are for the people. And something I don't like, and H-Rap, you're a big hip hop guy, and we're both hip hop guys. I don't like how somebody comes into hip hop culture and they want to exploit that, get the gains, get the money, rap about what we go through, but they're not really in, that they not.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at dog.
Yeah. Oh, no, you good.
We go just skip past.
Right. But anyway, but we're noticing this trend of people or organizations that are non-taxable that are taking from the community, and they're not putting too much. Now, this is not for every community. This is not for every nonprofit, but you're noticing these bigger nonprofits. You see how their contributions, they're not doing everything they're supposed to do. And I had some thoughts about it myself, but I want to get, your guys' thought on how you guys feel about these nonprofits. And if you want to stick to the Black Lives Matter, that's fine too, which I definitely have something to say about that. But specifically these nonprofits, organizations that are technically supposed to be for people that look like me and you, but they're not using not even half of the money for me and you. They're using that to finance their own personal lives. So either one of you guys can take the floor as far as how you guys feel about that. Justin, go ahead.
I'll say this as because I also contribute and support, and I run a nonprofit myself. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. And CJ, you were able to see that yourself as far as us putting back in the community, taking the funds to rent the field, to have the kickball game, having the snow cone truck out there. So, it's hot. We're in Texas.
Right.
People are going to, you saw how much Powerade we had left over. And that's honestly from our nonprofit putting in that work as far as being in front of the community, making sure, hey, not only am I going to these city council meetings, but I'm going to these Walmarts, these Krogers, anywhere that I know that Black people frequent and spend money at, guess what? I'm going to force your hand to make you contribute to my nonprofit. It don't have to be financial. You can just donate water. You can donate all those Powerade, CJ, those came from the Kroger right up the street from us. And one thing I can say about them was I went in there maybe 2 or 3 times and I sat down with that manager, which happens to be a brother. And I explained to him, look, this is corporate. I know how this works. I know how this goes. You guys have what we call community reinvestment activities that you must contribute to or that you must be a part of. Same thing in the banking world. When you're a corporate 500 company, you have to contribute to lower income or up and coming developments or nonprofits. So the thing is making sure that we have the knowledge to teach each other and push each other in the direction of where should these funds be going? What should it look like? How are you impacting the community? For the BLM movement, I believe she was saying that the reason she bought those mansions were for free creative space for Black people to express themselves. Mm-hmm. So if I end up running into one of those mansions, guess what? Challenge it. Go up there and say, hey, where is my space? Because I want to express myself. I want to be able to create. I want to be able to have a Judge Freeman zone or area where I know that everyone in here has my best interests at heart or looking out for what it is that I'm trying to do. But I'm with you all day. I mean, I understand because it's been several, and I've shared this before and I'll share it again. It's been several different churches that I've reached out to in my community growing up that has really just showed me nothing but, oh, that's nice, and no participation, no turnout. And I'm asking, hey, can I speak to your youth pastor? And if I don't get the youth pastor, can I speak to the pastor? Like, with that being said, I feel like, churches, nonprofits, you really got to be involved in your community to know what's going on in your community and what's needed in your community. If you don't uncover the need for a nonprofit, then what are you doing it for? Because one thing about us, man, we're an open book. We're the 501c Corp. No problem. Whatever you want to see, you need to see receipts. You want to see how we get our donations. We do bake sales. We have activities for kids. We put on different programs for at-risk kids, youth that don't have anything to do. We try to redirect them in another direction. And one thing that I'm really trying to push this summer, especially after this Juneteenth event, is reaching out to our young Black boys, teaching them how to carry themselves, teaching them how to be professional, teaching them how to really just how to carry themselves, because America already sees you as a threat. So our job is to make sure, yes, they should look at you and be afraid, but they need to be afraid of what's up here, not what you got in your pants or what you're going to use to pop them with, but they need to be afraid of your brain power and what you can do and what you stand for as an individual.
H-Rap, hold on. H-Rap, just one more thing before you go. And this I was trying to get some bet. Hey, that's all. Hey, for real.
Man, he just
hey man, that dude a tweet, man. He tweeting. But no, so I was just reading an article and I was trying to pull up some facts, and I'll probably be doing some more. Black Lives Matter claims it has no in-house staff and has failed to make IRS filings public for 6 years, despite receiving $90 million in donations in 2020. I repeat, that was $90 million in 2020. That does not count for the whole, since they started around like 2015, 2012. Okay,
no, it started around 2013, 2015.
Okay, 2013, yeah, okay, so I was just making that known, but I'll bring up some more facts, but let me go ahead and stop talking. Go ahead, H-Rap, break it down for us, man.
But the see, the thing is, man, I don't want to criticize any of these organizations. Like here in Chicago, just got Operation Push. All across the nation, you got the Urban League and other NAACP and other entities of that nature. Those things are always going to be there, right? Mm-hmm. But what we should do is, do exactly what Justin did, or create our own organization. Organizations, to quote Dr. Greg Carr, organizations beat systems, not people. And you must organize. And one of my favorite people in the history of Black America, a brother by the name of Kwame Ture, he's commonly known as Stokely Carmichael. Now, one thing before this lose track of my mind, you spoke about the Black Panther Party earlier. Justin, you in Dallas. Bobby Seals is teaching at Baylor, so you can reach out.
Yeah, in Wake. Yep. So
maybe you want to reach out to him too.
Definitely need to shoot an email. Yes, sir.
Okay. But see, what we do is I'm not a supporter of Black Lives Matter. And I'm not anti-Black Lives Matter either. But my thing is this: who are we trying to convince that Black Lives Matter to? You know, I don't have to say, "Hey, man, y'all some cool brothers," because it's already, you know, it's this thing that we say on the West Side of Chicago: what's understood don't need to be explained. So, of course, our lives matter, but what we have to do is get away from so we can show them or so they can see. Now, we want our young men to be young men because they need to be young men. Mm-hmm. And that's it. That's all. Not because I want Justin to feel that way. I want CJ to feel that way. I want A-Try to feel that way. I want my pastor Dar. I want Doc to feel that way. No, because that's what you do. It's a protocol. This dude, I can't think his whole name, but he went by the slave name of Cujo. He was one of the last people bought here on a boat. And Cujo was, you know, and he was interviewed. And Cujo, his whole get down was, you know, if you met him and you were a brother, he told you his African name. But if you were in the social structure, he told you just call me Cujo, because it ain't about, you know, like when you Africana studies. The first principle of Africana studies is how they see you. And you don't do that because it's important to know how to, you do it so you can track them. And then the most important one is how you see yourself. Because when you see how somebody sees you, you already know, okay, I know how to deal with you. But when you know how to see yourself, like you brothers are positive brothers. All three of us, we're positive brothers. We're doing everything we can and within our power to empower our communities. So it don't make a difference what they think or how they see our young men. Because you know what? I've said this on my show several times. I came up in a time where dressing like we dress right now, no way. My mother looked at me like I was outside of my mind when I was wearing sweatpants every day and t-shirt. Why are you dressing like that? Because my mother was a penny loafer, slack, Oxford shirt type of woman. So it doesn't make a difference. Now, do we want our young men to look like slouches? No, we don't. But guess what? Let's just look at, we're gonna let art imitate life, right? Let's look at Happy Days. You had Richard Cunningham, Oxford, khaki pants every day, nice shoes every day, and the Fonz. He had on a t-shirt and some blue jeans every day. And then you saw everybody in between. So let's stop trying to get everybody to fit into this one box. Because guess what? CJ don't have a beard. I have a light beard. Justin has a big beard. But we all good men. And guess what? So let's not say, hey, if you're a real brother, you got a short beard. Or if you're a real brother, you clean shaven. No. What we're gonna do is start communicating with each other and getting to understand who CJ is. And then I'm gonna get to understand who Justin is, and Justin and CJ gonna get to understand who I am, and then we can create a community, because community ain't a place. A community is a state of mind. Mm-hmm. You know, so if you get that state of mind, a communal balance, don't make a difference if you're a Muslim, if you're a Christian, if you're a Buddhist, you're a Jew, if you practice Judaism, if you Islamic faith, if you LGBTQ, because you part of the community. Because guess what? Those pieces all make up are pieces of the community. And as far as this young lady, see, the thing is, organizations, as we start and create these organizations for improvement of the community, what we have to do is realize, hey man, I might be eloquent in regards to speaking, but that don't mean I can count past 10. So guess what? We're gonna have, you know what? CJ might only be good. You put CJ in front of a podium, he might get tongue-tied and nervous. But guess what? CJ is a math whiz. You might be an organizer. You know, you might be an immobilizer, like Dr. King, Malcolm X, perfect example. And then I'll be quiet for a second. Dr. King was an immobilizer. He didn't create any secondary organizations. But you know what? When Dr. King showed up, the town showed up, right? Well, a lot of people in that town showed up. Malcolm X was an organizer. Sometimes he was a bit abrasive. He was calling people out, and he changed his ways as he got older. And that's a maturity thing. But he started Muslim Monks Incorporated and 3 other companies before he left here. You know what I mean? You got, so just imagine if the organizer would have got together with the immobilizer. Then you got everybody, like you got his following and you got this other dude following, and then now you can exchange information. So I don't want to excoriate the sister. I would just say, hey, maybe next time you get somebody to keep the books, because let's just say everything she's saying is accurate. She did this for the sake of the community. You need to have somebody on the side writing that down. So because hey man, you call yourself an organization trying to help out black people or people from the African diaspora, man, they got a microscope up your butt. They want to know what color shoes you got. Hey, what color drawers you got on? Did you get them drawers? And then another thing, and okay, I said I was going to be quiet, but
now you cool.
Let's not get to the point where Justin creates the greatest Juneteenth organization in the history of the world, and then guess what? You know he driving a Mercedes. You damn right he's driving a Mercedes because he's doing everything for these damn kids. He out here doing. We want him to drive the best. We want him. We want Justin to have a very nice car. You know why? Because Dr. King and our great ancestor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and our great ancestor Malik El Haj Shabazz, aka Malcolm X, they died with less than $1,000 collectively. With less than $1,000. So you mean to tell me you putting your life on the line and we don't want you to live in a nice house? Now I ain't telling you to go buy a house bigger than God house or something, metaphor. I ain't saying go buy the damn Dallas Cowboys stadium and live in it, but you should have nice things too because you busting your ass.
Yeah.
So let's not get to that because a lot of people get to that too. Well, what he doing with that nice car? Hey, people threatening his life every day. Right. You can't get a nice ride. You can't drive nice clothes. So let's not get into that either. So
right, yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick up because just give you my thoughts on the situation. So I was just about to touch on that topic. I never said because you have all this money that I don't expect you to live on the cliffside, which is what I'm saying. I don't want you to be in the hood getting shot at every day. No, I understand. Hell, I understand. When you get those big donations, when you're a big organization, financial wealth or it's just bound to happen. Obviously, hell, I don't expect $90 million just to go to shit. Then you will literally be left with nothing. I know it takes time. I know some things it just has to be dispersed. But what I feel like me personally is I feel like for one, and it's a bunch of, and then I'm not going to rip her too hard because there's also some stuff we may not know that she actually did. Now, I'm not going to say she ain't do nothing either. I'm pretty sure I know she reached out to a couple families. I know she did her part. I can't wait to H-Rap, whoever is doing her, but I hope she hires somebody by now that can really get some of the heat off her because it makes her look like she ain't do a damn thing, to be honest, but hopefully more comes out to that. But you have other organizations, and this is my biggest problem with the Black community, right? Which is why, for one, I don't really like to do donations unless I know where the money is going to or what it's actually for, because I've seen it way too many times to where, first off, all these organizations, it was meant to try to help and better and uplift the community. We're fighting a certain cause. That's the whole point of these organizations. These organizations, and this is where I feel like the disrespect has came in. These organizations, probably not Black Lives Matter, but some of these older generational organizations that I can't name all of them right now, but they may have started in the 70s or 80s, but they didn't have what they're now benefiting off of right now because of all that, because of all that work they put it in. But you have a few bad seeds, a few bad eggs, and you see how they're, and don't get it twisted. I'm not saying if you can afford a Rolls Royce or you can afford this, that, and the third, then you do your thing. But when certain situations come up, I need to see you there. And in H-Rap, you may have heard, but Justin's probably gonna know where I'm going with this. In Dallas, in the Dallas Fort Worth area, we had oh my God, it was snowing like crazy. Just, you know where I'm going. Oh, it was snowing like a motherfucker. We was out here. Texas did not know. North Texas did not know what to do. We was not prepared. I think everybody took a week off work, and they all understood. You know what I'm saying? And,
I remember that.
Okay, for
he
sure,
was
right?
comfortable because he accustomed to that.
That's what I'm saying.
He was like, "What y'all crying for?"
I'm saying,
No,
man,
I get it, man. I mean, I get it.
I got a story about Chicago, but I'll save it to the end of the. I'll save it to the end because I'm a military dude, so I done been to Chicago, I done been to New York, so I done been to the East, Midwest, East Side, so I got some stories. But anyway, we had a big, it was practically fucked up, right? Some people was really out here struggling. I know Justin was probably fine. Thank God, me and my lady and my kid, we were all. I'm tweaking. He wasn't even alive yet, but me and Ava at the time, we were good. You had families that was generally struggling. You know what I'm saying? And these churches, these big old organizations that are always, and we talking about like TD Jakes, these big ass, these iBox, these big old fellowship churches, these mega churches.
Brother
They were
Osteen.
not open. That's right. Oh, yeah, Austin. Yeah, Austin all the way in Houston, but still, yeah.
It was cold down there too.
That's what I'm saying. No, yeah, it was cold down there too. But you know what though? The doors was not open. No, you know what? No, actually, that was dealing with a flood incident when all the floods was happening. Yeah, no, he did not. That's what I'm saying. Them doors was not closed. No, them doors were closed. I'm sorry, they were closed. You're like, wow. How are you going to turn your back away from the community after we did literally everything for you to have what you have? You know what I'm saying? And then on that following Sunday and Monday, I don't even know if church go on Monday. Let you know how long I ain't been to church. But, on Sunday, they go, no, I'm being serious. Hey, I don't even know the church thing over here was, I think it was on Wednesdays, right? I know you had a Wednesday church and then a Sunday. And then if you part the step team be doing on Saturdays. I don't know. I don't know, but anyway, but look, but the point is they wasn't open for us, for the community, dog. And that really, I ain't gonna lie, that really hurt me. That cut me. Because I'm like, you really got people out here struggling and you gonna turn your back like that? And I was like, nah, I couldn't get down with that. So that's why a lot of people now, with these organizations, they're not.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. See, I'm not. It's not a shot. But see,
no, you good.
We need brothers like you at church. We need brothers like you at the Urban League. That's our problem, man. We keep saying what's wrong
and don't do anything about it.
Don't do any. See, Justin, he did it. Like, you know what? I ain't finna wait. See, it's just like with this voting thing, man. We complain, like in Texas, y'all complain about Raphael Cruz. I told y'all I'm not calling him Ted. That ain't his name. His name is Raphael. We complain about Cruz. We complain about Tim Lana Cotton in South Carolina. We complain about people throughout the country, but all we do is talk to CJ and talk to Justin about this. Why ain't we organizing? Well, we need to be doing like, okay, maybe people don't understand this, what I'm about to say, or be not even aware of it. Do you know within the next 36 months, that's 3 years, right? Yeah. This year, well, not even 36 months. It's 24 months and it's 6 months. We talk 30 months.
Within the next
30 months. Everybody in this country who is an elected official, a powerful elected official, House of Representatives, and all 50 Senate seats would have had to be voted for. So instead of sitting around complaining, they already made it illegal in some states. Listen to this. Black people showed up and showed out nationwide. Brown people showed up and showed out nationwide in regards to the electoral process. So what they did was made it, because in Atlanta, they be partying at the election joints. They got buses out there. They out there handing out water. It's illegal to hand out water, and it's illegal to
Yeah.
To be not basically be humane. You
Right.
know, you in Georgia, it's a lot of the elections happen in June. Everybody don't have a November election. Some of
Right.
their offices are being like Philadelphia. They had an election last week. Georgia, Warnock and that crew were put in last week. You know, for the primaries. We need to be organized. Everybody in the world, everybody in the Black community needs to be organizing something so our older people can get registered. They made it legal. Damn, there's a Supreme Court order. I can't think. I'm gonna think of it. Citizens United. Citizens United made it legal for you to get your name. Like it used to be like this. I started voting in 1988. If I live, let's just say I lived in the same area since 1988, I don't have to re-register to vote ever because if I vote regularly, I'm supposed to stay on the voters roll. Do y'all know Dr. King's cousin got kicked off the voter roll? You know how long she had been living in that place? Last year, well, 2020, she got kicked off the voter roll. You know how long she been living there? Dr. King used to eat dinner at her house.
Mm.
He's been there for 54 years now.
Yeah. Damn.
This lady votes routinely, so they made it legal. So what we have to do is stop complaining. And like, okay, since you want to organize something, Black Lives Matter people, Urban League, Operation Push, NAACP, why don't we start some type of campaign, get in contact with our churches? And our churches, you know what? You know how you do the tithing, and then you have the faithful offering. What we need to start doing is doing this faithful offering at every one of these churches, and then we're gonna register everybody in that church to vote.
Right.
Because what do they do? Hey, let me talk to you, Pastor Conway, and talk to your people. Cool, you can talk to them, but we're gonna get everybody to vote. And we're gonna make sure we don't vote for you if you don't do what you're supposed to do. And since you want to talk to our pastors, how about this? Like CJ was like, it's church on Monday. You made a mistake. So what? It don't make a difference. But how about this? We start doing something on Thursdays, so we can go in there and complain about what's going on. And then the pastor, who's gonna be the leader of the flock, you complain.
That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be.
Sure.
Hey, H-Rap, and I'm not telling you nothing. And then after I finish talking, Justin, man, I know you've been silent for like 20 minutes. I'm gonna let you have your time. But H-Rap, back in the day, literally from about, I say maybe to, I don't want to say almost recently, that used to be the place. The church used to be the place for Black people, especially back in them times. When I'm talking about them times from like the 30s, literally up until the civil rights.
70s.
Seriously. See, to the 70s, that used to be our quote unquote our safe place, even though we've been having all these old fucked up ass these bombs or whatever. But that used to be the safe place. That used to be the place where we used to like, hey, the pastor at one point in time used to be the most powerful person. But now it's not even like that. Now, obviously, because we're not in them times no more, but they can still be the powerful person. That's why when these politicians, and I'm talking about people, and I'm talking about more for in like your cities and your areas, because before it gets to the president, it goes through like, I don't know how many people, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Let me interrupt you right there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
President is a bum. No, every president, not all 47. And I don't mean, oh man, Trump was bad. No. I want you, anybody can challenge me, man. Reach out to me. I give you my phone number.
Yeah.
No president in the history of this country has done anything for us. We've always done it for ourselves.
Right.
Understand this, man. Stop saying the president, not you, CJ. Stop saying the president, because it's your alderman, it's your city council, it's your school council.
Justin, that's what I was saying.
Schools underfunded? Schools are underfunded because we don't take our asses to city council meetings. We don't get behind it because we keep looking at the top. Look, man, how many times we watch TV? TV art is literally art imitating life, right? So when we watch TV, how many times we watch TV and the CEO got fired and the board was still there? Hell, when if you like Batman, remember when the Batman started over with this new dude?
Yeah.
Started over with the new dude, and what happened? The new dude was Bruce Wayne. He had been gone away for 1,000 years, and they was about to vote him off the island. He had the back door and buy all the shares back because he was going to be the president of the corporation. The president is a figurehead.
That's exactly.
It. Rafael Cruz, your governor, your alderman, those the people that run things. That's why I keep promoting that 5 Calls app on my show and politicking app. You can see what if Justin is running for office. Let's say Justin was on the city council for the last 10 years, and now he wants to be a state senator or he wants to be a U.S. senator, right? A state rep or a U.S. senator, right? I can see what Justin voted for with the politicking app. Everything. Thank you, bro. I could see what he voted for, and now we know who's on our side. We got to stop voting for people. We got to vote for policy.
Yep.
See, right. That's why that sister, the Black Lives Matter sister, she's doing her best. We could get on. Oh, you stealing? Nah, I doubt if you. I don't know many people who will put their lives in jeopardy for a couple million. Well, it's a bunch of people out there. Yeah. but you most people ain't going out there and saying, I'm gonna let people threaten my life for a couple coins and a couple cribs, because they'll walk up in those, as we've seen in the last month, people walk up in those cribs and get you,
no problem.
Yep. So that's what we really have to do. We have to get this president thing out of our mind, because understand, Justin can do more with his organization down there, because I was down there and I saw it last year. I saw it 12 months ago. He had people, and look, people, oh man, people not gonna want to do that. It was hotter than hell in July out there that day.
And I'm trying to see what the weather gonna be like here.
People coming and coming and coming. So Justin showed the people of Garland. He showed a dude from Chicago. If you do something instead of complain, you can get things done. But we don't do that, man. We got to stop saying, oh man, it ain't never gonna happen, because then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
And I agree with both of y'all. And I'll give you the example that I used was one of the ladies here, well, in Garland, which is the head of the NAACP Garland chapter. I talked with her about joining the organization because I felt like, look, it's old, it's outdated. You're not in touch with the community. You don't know what's going on. How about a youth chapter? How about something to get these kids involved to let them see how it works? Because you got to think about it. I mean, I'm 37 now. And the thing is this, eventually in a few more years, these youth, the kids are going to look at me and say, you the old head. We need you up out of here. And I want that. I'll be happy to say, okay, I hope I taught you something. I hope I showed you something to bring forth change. Let me show you what change looked like, and let me show you how to go about doing that. And that's something that I explained to her, like, look, you guys dropped the ball on that, but we're not here to keep going back and forth. We're here to have a solution now. How do we fix the issue now? We can't go back and change what you should have did when I was in middle school or high school, but I can be that change for the kids coming up that are in middle school and high school. Let me reach out to them. Let me show them, look, have you ever been to a city council meeting? This is your rights. These are things that you have a say in. These are things that you can say, no, don't fix that, or don't put the money there. We need to take care of this, or this is a more important issue than what you guys are really thinking. Because a lot of times, and you got to think about it, your councilmen don't really live in your communities. They may do drive-by visits. They may come speak at churches or speak at barbershops when they want votes because they need you. And us as Black people, we should have already saw that. The Democratic Party has been using us for years now. Black people were Republicans at the initial start of things. You switched over to the Democratic Party, and they didn't do a damn thing for you either. So it's time for us to step up and say, okay, not, oh, no, don't vote. That because you get too many people saying that, oh, my vote ain't going to mean nothing. One vote ain't going to hurt nothing. It makes a hell of a difference. especially if we get the people if we get the people in office that needs to be in office, then you'll start seeing a lot of change. And that's the thing. I'm not afraid to call out Joe Biden. Joe Biden ain't done shit for us yet. Nothing.
Well, now let's not go that far.
I mean, from what his promises were, what I'm saying.
We can't go by these promises because the promises just
there you
promises. A politician making a promise is a lot waiting to happen.
There you go. Exactly.
Understand that, but what you do is like this. Look, folks. Hey, I got student loan debt too. Give it up.
Check that out.
Hold on, wait. Let me wait. Let me wait. CJ, you said this BS previously, man, hush life real world. Why would church be open community when they're probably trying to take over too? What you want them to do? Nigga, I want them to help us. Shit. That's what you know what, Keisha? We'll talk about that later. Hold on.
DJ,
Stop drinking out the bottle and wiping your mouth with your. You know what, Keisha? I cannot wait till you start your podcast. I'm talking all types of shit when you get started. But go ahead though. As I take this sip. Go ahead, Adrian, keep talking.
Yeah, man.
Hey, who's Miss Theodore?
That's my sister.
Since I said what's happening, and this is what this is American Honey. I recommend you try it. I don't know what the taxes look out there in Chicago, but shit, this shit good. You can get this. Hey, this cheap because I'm cheap. But go ahead, Adrian, break it down, man.
But like you mentioned, like CJ, you touched on a very important point, though. Seriously, voting, that don't vote thing is stupid. But see, people don't realize. Okay, we got to start looking at politics like it's a house, like we're all contractors. Voting is the hammer. Now, you need screwdrivers, you need nail guns, you need power tools, you need saws, you need cement mixers. The vote is literally just pow. Okay, now we got that. Now we need nail guns, we need everything. And the voting is just the very beginning. And if you don't follow through, you could put me in office. And look, just understand, man. This is straight out of football practice. Y'all play football. I know y'all heard this. People don't do what you expect. They do what you inspect. So the coach will say, hey, run 4 laps. And you think he ain't paying attention and you didn't let the group run around you. And then you show back up with the group and he'll go, and I need 3 more of those laps. Because if he ain't paying attention, you ain't going to do it. When y'all in practice, everything in life, man, everything in life, your parents, CJ, go clean your room. And like my mama say, you ain't did nothing but move the dirt around, boy. Clear the damn room.
For real.
But if she don't come in there and check that room, what's going to happen? I'm going to move the dirt around, make it look like I've done something. And then I'm going to show up and say, hey, Ma, can I get these shoes? Or, hey, Ma, can I do this? Right. But she came in that room, and my mom, if you didn't do it right the first time, she said, Brian, clean your room. I don't do it the right way. You know what she would tell me to do? Take everything out of this room and clean the entire room. That's how we start to deal with the politicians. Hey, man, this big hole in my street. Oh, okay. I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to vote for you. I'm just going to see Justin comment and go, I'm voting for Justin. And see, we keep saying, we ain't going to deal with the Republicans. Nah, we ain't got to tell you who we dealing with. That's what, see, we keep tipping our hand. If you the cutest, look, the black community in regards to the electoral process, we the cutest girl in town. Because we show up when it's time to show up. So, do you show up at the cutest girl in town? Do you show up at the dance to try to date the cutest girl in town? Musty? Hell no. You go put on some of your daddy cologne. You might don't have one of your daddy shirts. You sharp. You casket sharp up in there. Hey, excuse me. It ain't, hey, what's up, that girl? It's, hey, how you doing, Deborah? I'm Brian. And I ain't H-Rap that day. I'm Brian. Because you know, if you introduce yourself as H-Rap, what kind of name is H-Rap? Oh, that's just what my boy, I don't date dudes. So you showing up as Brian. Excuse me, can I talk to you? And then you could be the hoodest dude in the world. You opening doors, you doing that thing. And that's what calling your politicians is. You calling them, sweating them, man. 5 calls out. You got it, Justin. You got the phone number to everybody in your district.
Yep.
And guess what? If 1,000 of us, how about this? 1,000 of us call, even you can even start asking people on here to call. They could be, you could be like, rap, call this number. It still is registered as a call.
Yep.
Like when they was doing the CRT thing. Well, report it if your child is being taught CRT, critical race theory. Report it. All we got to do is get on the phone and be like, oh, well, you know what? Y'all teaching us the Abraham. My child came home and said, y'all said Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. I'm offended. We don't want that talk no more. Use them same hotlines. My child is offended. Don't get mad. They open the door to let you know what to do, but we got to do it. And as CJ said, and as you said, the church, man, that's why they put Meeks. I mean, no, that's here in Chicago. What's the boy name? Jakes.
That's TD Jakes. Yeah.
Dollar and what's Joyce, whatever her name is, and Homeboy in Houston. That's why they put them on TV to stop you from going to church. Mm-hmm. That's a ploy because what is he doing? And then now all the church people are tainted. But it's people out, man, it's people, church people out here feeding the homeless. It's church people out here putting clothes on people. It's church people out here doing everything for the community. But those people are not being identified. So get your in church.
We just saw that for the BS3 family. We just saw that Sunday. Pastor Dawkins just at the church just showed us what was going on as far as their church is sponsoring the homeless man. And they got from tithes and offering, they paid for this man to stay in a hotel for a week and get him cleaned up and land him a job. See? That is what I call giving back. That's what I call a church being a community and not only introducing someone to religion or to a higher being, but also doing the work, putting the work in. It's too often that we don't want to do anything. We just want it to happen. We feel like it's supposed to be there instead of actually.
Yeah, I voted for you. You're supposed to do it. No.
Yeah, instead of like really truly making it happen, and it's crazy to me because I mean, CJ, I shared that with you last week after everything going on in South Texas. I actually went up to my son's school and told them, no, I'm going to start making sure to walk this campus. And also, I'm going to come to PTA meetings and see if we can get volunteers to also contribute in this. Especially, I got the advantage of working from home. That's just laziness if I don't do that. Then I'll never be able to forgive myself if something were to happen. You know what I'm saying? So we got to really start waking up, not only ourselves, but each other, whether you black, white, Hispanic, whatever. If we're, quote unquote, the United States, hell, unite. What are we waiting on? What are we doing? We saw 9/11. We saw how quick they were. Shit, we going over to Afghanistan. We going to Iraq. We going to everywhere to get any terrorists. We going to get them. Besides our own damn terrorists in our backyards.
Hey man, go. All you gotta do is walk out your house and go east, and you end up in New Orleans. And it's these older black men did exactly what you just said. Mm-hmm. These kids they were arresting young black people every day. It was a melee every day.
Oh yeah, for the fight in that school.
Yep,
they were just out there just giving hugs to those boys and
giving hugs, and they had a fight in 6 months. They had one young lady on the TV, and they asked her. They say, "So why y'all stop fighting every day?" And the young lady said, "Because they gave us the look," and the man was like, "The look." And she looked at him like, you don't know what the look is? But again, that's that thing I was talking about earlier, that social structure. The social structure is you're supposed to look this way. But the governance structure, All three of us know when if we'd have been watching that on your couch, CJ, and just watching, and they'd have said that, look, we wouldn't have had to go, I wonder what she mean. Because we would have known what she meant. That's the governing structure, man. We know, just, man, look. We need to start embracing the magic that all of us have. Look, and what I mean by magic is this. You sit in the room, like you can sit in the room with your mama, your grandma. You know what? My mama, CJ mama, and Justin's mama. And somebody could start talking. And all three of those ladies could go, mm-hmm. And they mean something totally different. And all of us would know. Because they'd be like, mm-hmm. And it means this nigga lying.
Hey.
And then be, mm-hmm. He preaching. And it'd be like, mm-hmm. And it depends on how that mm-hmm come out. We would all go, man, my mama ain't believing this. Or my mama with this.
Right.
Or she see it that way. And that's the magic in us. Well, see, we don't embrace that magic. We've allowed that idiot box and these digits on these phones, Facebook and hack and all that, TikTok and pop lock and all. They step in our minds, man.
So age rap. So I was laughing, and And I was laughing because you speaking so many facts, but you're so like Justin is kind of almost in the middle between me and you as far as the age range. Like I'm a little bit more like me, Justin. You're 37, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm 25. So we're 12 years apart, and from Justin the age rap, you see him, so right, Justin's kind of in that perfect age range, right? So this low key matches up really well, right?
You're right.
25, 37, 52, 50, right?
51. I'll be 52 in August.
Hey, so you're 71, baby, too? Oh no, you're 70. 70. Okay, yeah, because I just said my mom's turning 51 tomorrow, so that'll make I got you.
You 71.
So right. So I took down some notes, and this is what I'm seeing from my generation of people of why I feel like why we're really not really changing or why certain things, and it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing too. We're seeing as a younger community, and I'm trying to tell you, like, and I talk to these people, I talk to my homeboys, I talk to these niggas out here, you know what I'm saying? And they like, you know what? Our grandparents, our parents, and people in their age range, they're not perfect. And let me explain myself. We're starting to see how things are being used and things are being treated, and just how it's almost the older generation is just going to be stuck in the older generation, meaning you're not going to be subjected to change. That's when you lose people. And you know what? Like how I'm sitting here 25, in a minute, that's going to switch to 52. And if I'm stuck in whatever that new generation and whatever time period, they're not going to want to hear what I got to say, because you're not, because there is no adjustment period. So in order to have growth, we have to have some adjustment period. And just like Justin said, Justin is dealing with it when he's dealing with these older people in the NAACP group. They're stuck in their old ways. Justin is trying to say, hey, okay, y'all need to get out, y'all need to just like the show ELEV8, and y'all need to, make some changes. Because let's keep it true, most of these people, they're not going to be around to see them changes. You see what I'm saying? So when
but this is what we got to do, though, Justice. Everything you laid out, I totally agree with it. But what we have to do, this is why I do the show on Friday. You're doing it because you hanging out with Justin, and Justin is talking to me. So it's a trickle down effect, because guess what, dog? I ain't changing. And you're right. I ain't changing. But you know what? I should have been grooming Justin.
That's really all I was saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm agreeing with you, bro. I'm
Okay,
agreeing with you.
that,
So
right.
that's what I'm saying. You are totally correct. Because what has troubled our community, the greatest Achilles heel, so to speak, to our community is lack of communication. Because
Facts.
we talk at Justin, we don't talk to Justin. See, I talk to we talk at CJ. I talk to Justin because see, I'm looking at him going, he can handle it. He's a little older. But what we need to do is exactly what's happening on this show. I'm talking to Justin. See, this is what it is, Justin. Because see, I'm a general at this point. I ain't fighting nothing but a
No,
cold.
that's fact.
Justin is fighting age. Justin is a colonel or a major. You are a private or even a sergeant because you ready to fight. And we need your energy, but just like at a church. And see, this, you notice how everything comes back to spirituality with black people? But
Right.
just like at the church got the pastor, and then he got the associate pastor, then he got the deacon board. And Pastor Dodd was talking about this the other day, maybe 3 weeks ago at church. And he was talking about how the anointed ones are studying the word. And they got the deacons to bust up the fight, so to disagree, because the deacon's gonna hand out the word.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no need in going to get Brian to fight because my back hurt. I got a bad right knee. I ain't fighting. Hey, you run up on my family, I'm gonna fight you. But I'm not finna go out there and march because the march will last about 800 feet. But you can go. You and Justin, because I could say Justin. Look, think about it like this. Dr. King, who's supposed to take over from Dr. King? If you got a million death threats, it need to be a Martin Luther King Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And then it need to be a Jr. You know what I mean? But we ain't doing that. See, we got again, man. See, that's why I keep saying, like even like Nation Islam, who are gonna be Farrakhan backup dude?
Mm.
See, and that's how they fell off in the 70s. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad croaked. Excuse me. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad died, and Warwick Dean Muhammad, and he started letting white folks in it. Like, well, slow down, homie. This ain't that. We cool with them. It's no problem, but this ain't what that's about.
Right.
And then it fell off, and then in 1980, Farrakhan stepped up and took over. But who you already saw it fall apart, Mr. Farrakhan? Why you Jesse Jackson? Who gonna take over for Operation Push? Jesse Jackson is suffering from dementia, and his health is horrible. Who gonna take over for him? Al Sharpton, the Action Network. Who the next Al Sharpton? We keep creating these situations and don't have okay, we got the ELEV8 podcast. And since I've been doing podcasting longer than Justin, he hit me up. Yo, Rap, what's the deal? Okay, I got you. This is what you do. And then he hit you with the information. And it's a trickle-down effect. And he grooming you to be the step up. You know, it's ELEV8 step up. You know what I mean? It's always has to be a plan. And that's why they keep taking it. That's why you see Queffalo Dollar on church TV. That's why you see Jake's on TV. That's why you see Joyce Myers on TV. That's why you see, because if you make these people turn away from what got them here, then you're gonna have people. Then you have people in Chicago shooting each other to gas, like at Gary and Annan last night. Dude got his brains blown out at the gas station. That's why people in Chicago scared to drive at night. And these kids crazy. How the kids crazy? How do kids get crazy? Because it ain't no hierarchy.
Yep.
If you ain't teaching it's your fault. If your kid's crazy, it's your fault. I ain't never met nobody. Well, there's very few people that walked the earth that had great parenting that turned out to be damn fools.
Right.
Now it's gonna be an outlier in every situation, but that's the purpose of this whole situation right here. We making connections. I meet Justin at his event last year. We stood there and talked 20 minutes. He didn't know me. It shocked the hell out of me. He was like, "Hey man, you be on block." I'm like, "What?" But hey, we made a connection that day, and we ain't making plans for the next H rap. That's why I do the show with my son. H rap and B. Do the show with my son. Get you talking. Let you know that speaking is your lane. And it might not be his lane, but he is loquacious, so he can do it. Like my daughter, she tougher than nails, but she ain't trying to be on air. But she has a lot. My daughter, if y'all like my son, y'all think, man, he just like you, Ace Rap. My daughter is just like me, and she mean like me and her grandma.
How?
My daughter, your age, she'll be 25 this year.
Okay, and your son?
28.
Late 28. Oh, okay. Well, we all same age range, about 3 years apart.
Right.
Okay, right,
but
right.
That's
right.
what. But see, that's the thing, CJ. You are doing it. Because I listen to the show. Believe it or not, I have been on my show on Thursday and tapped into the show.
No, facts. Right.
So I'm listening. I'm talking and listening to multiple things. And that's what we have to do. We have to get an associate pastor. We got the pastor, the associate pastor, and the deacon. And the community, we got to have the front man in the community, the dude who he grooming. Because you don't know, hey man, this might be my last time somebody ever hear me talk. I might croak tonight. I don't want to.
Nah, man.
I don't want to. Hell no. I want to live to be 137 years old. Damn that. But we don't know. So we got to groom the young people. I got this plan. Me and Pastor Dodd was talking about it last night. I'm gonna tell you about it, CJ. When it's over, I'm gonna call you. You know, we can stay on.
Right.
But I'm telling y'all, we gonna do this. I'm gonna include y'all in the plan too, because we have to do this, man.
Say H-Rap now. No, hold on now. Two things, and I'm gonna give it to Justin. So when I be seeing all these crazy, and you said it right, there is no hierarchy. When I'm seeing these young niggas out here acting wild, my first question, I'm like, bro, just being disrespectful, like to a level of disrespect. I'm like, my first question, I'm like, bro, who your OG? Turns out you ain't got an OG.
Thank you.
So that's what. So without that middleman, you see what I'm saying? So it's a breaking, and that's why you got these young niggas out here, thinking that they something that they not. And you be like, hey, bro, who your OG? Because your OG should have checked you. You like, I ain't got an OG.
But you can't blame him, Justin. You can't, dude. Why you taking care of your son?
Shit, got my son.
No. But what made you do it? You got
what made me take care of. Yeah,
Because I've heard you speak about your father on this show.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you take care. You ain't just wake up, I'm going to be the greatest dad in the world. No, your father showed you how to do it. Bruh, see, people think Chicago's just this lawless place. Let me tell y'all something about Chicago and these street dudes, man. They cut off the head of the snake in the streets of Chicago. Do y'all know Chicago street gangs used to be so organized? They had dietary restrictions. It's certain gangs in Chicago you cannot eat pork.
Yeah.
It's certain gangs in Chicago that you had to have a C average and register to vote when you graduate from high school. It's certain gangs in Chicago that if they saw you outside during school time, they was knuckling you up. So while they telling you, oh man, these dudes crazy. Now they locked up all those dudes that was enforcing those rules.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's chaotic. Hey man, and anybody in Chicago will verify what I'm about to say. It was this young man, he was 10 years old. His name was Yummy Sanders. You can look him up on YouTube. Yummy Sanders. Yummy Sanders got murdered. And the word in the street hit the streets. Hey, homeboy, you better turn yourself in. There's gonna be something happening at your mama's house. A couple days later, homeboy turned himself in. So you're right, CJ. If it ain't nobody to tell, see, we keep looking. Why are we looking at children saying, why you ain't acting right?
Right.
How you talking to a baby saying, hey, why you crying, baby? You should figure it out. You should be telling your mama that you hungry. No, the baby just hollering because, look, I'm sitting here quiet.
Express itself. Yeah.
Right. Look, I'm quiet, my butt wet, and I'm hungry. Ain't nobody paying no attention to me. That TV show good.
Right.
It ain't good no more. And that's what these young people doing by acts of violence.
Yep. Because
Hey,
I always looked at it as, you know, one of the main things I've always been taught is leave it better than what you found it. So when I look at, you know, our younger generation and our communities, it's, well, what are you doing to make it better? Because I mean, even for you, CJ, you grew up in South Dallas, well, Oak Cliff and Lancaster, but you
now
also,
South Dallas, you had it right. South Dallas, and then I moved to Oak Cliff and Lancaster. So hey, you pulled us out here, but go ahead though. Go ahead.
but even for you, you saw the structure, and that's why you're at 25 able to say who your OG. Why ain't nobody correct you? Why ain't nobody taught you better? And
Right.
that's why it's so important for us not to look at these you know young individuals that are acting out or you know doing things that we wouldn't necessarily agree with, but get pull them aside. You know how many times I go to places, whether it's, you know, I'm at work and I'm going to grab something real quick to eat on or whatever, and catch a dude, whether it's a black or Hispanic guy, and they all out in public just loud and, you know, just being blunt and forward in people's faces. I pull them aside. I ain't worried about what the, you know, like what, you ain't gonna whoop me. So I'm gonna pull you aside. I'm gonna have a conversation and say, yo, this ain't how you act in public. Let me explain something to you. What you doing right now, you're just creating the narrative for them to justify killing your ass. You giving them the ammunition to say, yeah, this was a bad kid. This was a, you know, a terrible person, a terrible student. Like I said, I always give the example of Trayvon Martin when God bless his soul, but when he passed, the pictures that they put up of him. Oh, look, he had a grill in his mouth. Oh, he got suspended from school. But we ain't talking about a grown ass man that killed a kid having Skittles in an iced tea. And that was honestly just defending himself and probably got the best out of George Zimmerman.
He
We
did.
ain't
He
discussing
tapped him up.
exactly. Like we ain't discussing. We're discussing a child, and that's one of the main things that got me. It really motivated me to be active in my community. Was I remember being that kid walking to the store. I remember being that kid. You know, oh, I got my hoodie on, or you know, back then had my headphones in my ear, or
Right.
whatever, and I ain't probably paying attention, but it's like like you said, man. It's
I
I
just bought these today. I just, hey, you can tell these fresh. Hey, these are these beats solo.
there you go.
Go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
It's important that we make the changes that we want to see happen. So if I'm going to be the person to say, nah, youngsters wilding out, well, what am I doing to help them? What am I doing to give them something positive to see or something positive that they can turn to? And just because it's positive doesn't mean you can't come out there and have fun. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Options.
it's so many different options, like A Trap said, that we have within our community, but we're so, I don't even want to say afraid, but a lot of us are so like, I ain't doing that shit. I ain't wasting my time. I ain't da 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 da. But then you want to complain about it instead of actually being proactive and not being reactive, because we react to shit.
You
And that's
preaching,
what
boy.
happens. We react to our government. We react in our communities. We react to our
Preach.
children now. Instead of
Preach.
reacting, be proactive. Hey, pull them aside. It ain't got to be your child. Pull them aside, have a conversation. You ain't got to put your hands on them. Pull them aside. Hey, who are your parents? Who is your mother? Who is your father? Hey, I want to reach out to them. Or if I got to walk you home, or if I got to, you know, make a phone call, all of them got cell phones now. Call your mom up real quick. Call your pops up real quick. Let them know what you out here doing. So
But
we can fix the situation, because at the end of the day, just like A-Trap said earlier, that school in New Orleans, when that little girl said they gave us the look, that's all it takes. And people, us as black men, we have to understand our own power and what we possess. So when they always shoot you and say, well, I was scared for my life, guess what? 9 times out of 10, that fear is there. But guess what? If I put it in a good direction to instill fear, Respect comes from admiration or fear. So it's either one. I hope that you admire me, but I hope you have enough fear of me that you respect me as well, to the point of I ain't gonna cross them. I ain't gonna do nothing to put myself in a position where it has to go to that point. But let's work on the admiration. Let's have that admiration for each other so we can organically have that respect for each other.
Hey, hold on, Justin, right quick, and then I'll leave it to somebody else. I'm gonna go back right quick to my very first experience voting. I'll keep it a trail. I think my first time voted was in 2020 or 2019, whenever Joe Biden became, right, 2020.
2020.
You're right. So this what you were saying about, and this where I learned we need to do more. We need to know more about who's our mayors in our districts, our communities, who needs to know, because when you vote, they ask you about 50 questions, and then the president is the last thing they get to. I did not know that. I'll keep it true. I was ignorant. I thought my black ass was gonna go in that hole like it's the 1920s. You get like you literally write a sheet of paper. Hey, who's you? Biden or Trump. I was going. They asked me, well, in your district, who do you want as this councilman? I was just blindly. I'm like, I mean, I guess, but I felt so bad because I said, wow, I need to focus more on my community. Then that opened my eyes. And Asher, I was gonna say, if you can please, you can share it with Justin, share it with me. I want to let all the youngsters know, hey, you need to know who's in your district, because I guarantee you everybody know who the president, but who's in your district right now? Tell me who's the mayor right now of Duncan, which is where I live. Where's I don't know what county you live, but you probably know damn near, even not everybody here, but you know who's running that community. Jessica, tell me who's the mayor, who's the councilman of what Roy City, Garland, right? Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Most of these people, and most people that's probably your age, H-Rap, and Kara Ray's age, they probably don't even know either. That's what I'm saying. So that whole ignorance is ageless. Shit, that goes a long way. So for one, if you can definitely drop that app, because I have to start paying attention to see who's in my district, who's it, for our district courts and all that things of that nature. Those who's going to make the change. I was about to say George W. Bush. I'm tweaking. Joe Biden don't care about this damn bump on this damn road that I keep. Justin, you just sent it to me, my brother. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
And the politicking one too.
Okay. No, facts. Joe Biden don't care. Nobody cares about what's going on in your city. They know at this point, hell, it's common knowledge. Everybody know the violence in Chicago is just rough. You know what I'm saying? Hell, it's common knowledge that everybody knows that in the South, racism is just still at an all-time high. They don't care about that. They only so it's the people, it's the mayors, it's these people in these district courts. They the ones that are, even though but they're more in your community than they will ever be. I was telling Justin the other way, when Barack Obama was elected, he only came to Dallas, if I remember, twice, maybe 3 times. Well, I remember twice he came to Dallas. He probably came to Houston too, because that's normally what you do. But he came to Dallas. Look. Obama came to Dallas twice. The first time, which was in 2008 when he was elected, when he was making a campaign run. And in 2015, Justin, was it 2015 or 2016 when we had that mass shooting, when they were shooting all these Dallas police officers? He only came twice. Obama don't give a fuck about what's going on in Oak Cliff. Look. He gave his little speech. He said, Mayor Duncan, hold on. Since you live in Duncan, Mr. EJ, go vote on the 25th. I'm a DM you later, bro, because you really low key. No, but you know what? But that's facts. That's something I should know. But I didn't know.
But it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with admitting that, because that gives you an opportunity to grow. It gives you an opportunity to show, look, I want to start knowing what's going on. I want to know who's. I'm paying your salary with my taxes, right?
Hold on, Justin. Time out. She said it was Barry Gordon, right? I literally been seeing his damn signs on these picket fences, and I didn't know who that was. I'm like, bro, who? You see, that's ignorance. I didn't know that. No, I did not know that. Now, hold on, Keisha. Now, time out. Look, I'm really from the L, so I didn't. Hey, Keisha, I'm from the L. I only know who's in even though Lancaster, DeSoto, Duncanville, like they all right there. Stop it. I ain't even trying to be funny, bro. I can't wait till she get her show. Hey, we all gonna go raid her shit because goddamn, she talk way too much shit. But she was speaking facts. But she was speaking facts.
That's just what it is, man.
But you know what? You laughing and joking like it's an attack, but it's really not. It's exactly what you was asking for.
No,
right.
Facts.
No. I know you just joking, but it's exactly what you needed. But see, well, guess what? You didn't even know you didn't know. Look, again, me and my mother took this class once. Guess what the title of the class was? Things you don't know, you don't know. You didn't even know that you didn't know. And CJ, don't beat yourself up either, bro. You're 25 years old, man. You know what I was doing when I was 25? Breaking the law. You doing way better than me. So, see, man, the thing is, it ain't about not knowing. Hey, man, ignorance, ignorance is what is it? I don't want to misquote it, but basically it's saying, you know what? Ignorance is something that happens. Stupidity is a choice. Stupidity is knowing you don't know and not trying to know it. That's stupid. You're ignorant. And we all are at some level. Hey man, let me tell you something, young brother. They could create a whole galaxy just on stuff that if they added up all the things that me, you, and Justin know, they could create a whole galaxy based on what we don't know.
Yep.
Right.
So, and in my opinion, the day you stop learning is the day you die.
You're gonna
die. Because at that point, there's really no more use for you on this earth. I would hope to be 85 years old, still learning something new, something different, seeing something new.
But see, the fact that you on this show, CJ, lets me know that you are open. I'm telling, bruh, one day, man, you're gonna sit down and talk, and I'm gonna make you go, for real, H-Rap?
Hey, you know what, H-Rap, and on some real like shit, I tell people this, right? And I feel like now it was a young brother that was on I don't know what's homeboy name. He had a show. It was on TV One. It was like, was it Rollo? Not it was a. Give me 1 second. You know what? Give me 1 second after this podcast, and I'll tell you who I'm saying. But it was this black dude. I can't remember his name, but he was questioning this younger brother on
Roland Martin.
Yeah. Roland Martin.
He got his own network now.
Yep.
Right. So anyway, he was pressing this kid, talking about why he don't vote, why he don't do this, that, and the third. He said, "Hey, bro, that's not my fight.
That was 6 months ago. That was young brother Royce down in Georgia.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. There we go. He talking about some whole why, like he was getting too political. He like, man, look, fuck all that. I don't know all that, all that stuff. I'm doing what I can do for my community. And that young brother is doing way more than all these people that got 5, 6 different degrees, more than Dr. Umar, which we can talk about. Never mind. Anyway, point is, I know my fight and I know my intentions and I know my intentions are good. And I want to see black people strive, but I'm doing more than that. H-Rap, I was a high school freshman writing letters to the city, to the mayor of Lancaster at that point. He's no longer the mayor, but I was writing letters. I was on police brutality. I was doing all them damn emails. That's how I'm doing my part. I'm on this show. I'm going with Justin, trying to educate people. And I got a youngster like myself that, you know, I'm not just sitting up here, damn, it's all fucked up. And don't get it twisted, man, I love my dad, my real dad, because I grew up with a stepdaddy. But anytime I got a chance to spend time with my real father, I enjoyed it. But my dad is unfortunately one of them people, and my dad got too comfortable with money. But he'd be like, damn, that's fucked up. Man, damn, that's did in third. So, but he's not proactive. He was never proactive. And it's not just my dad. It's a whole bunch of other people. They're not proactive. So just like how Justin was saying, I'm proactive and I'm doing for my community, and not just for my community, for Black people, because unlike the rest of the younger generation, I'm not going to be young forever. Hell, eventually, I'm trying to see which body part finna hurt first. Hell, you know what I'm saying?
Check this out,
know what I'm saying?
Understand why your dad might not have been proactive. See, this is why history is vital. Your dad probably around my age, within 2 to 3 years of my age, right? Maybe even 3 to 5.
He 56.
Okay,
50,
good.
Yeah,
that's
56,
even
57.
better.
Yeah.
Because then you got to look at the United States of America. You know why older Black man ain't gonna be so active? Because he didn't watch a bunch of other active Black men get their brains shot out their head.
No,
how fast are you gonna be if you were at 25? If Al Sharpton gets shot tomorrow, and then in 3 years Jesse Jackson gets shot, and then in 3 years whoever else gets shot, how fast you gonna step up and shoot your trap off? At that point,
you don't gotta be in the streets, but I'm just saying you can always.
No, that's why you want. That's done for purpose, CJ. That's not. Look, even would you think about it? If you saw, if you heard H-Rap got shot, and then you heard Justin got shot, how fast would you be to jump your ass back on this podcast?
I'll say, you know what? I'll say this right here, right? And this is real talk. Anytime I say something or anytime I'm for a cause, I'm truly for the cause. It's different ways to voice your opinion.
No, but I'm saying if you heard me and Justin got shot for this episode, how fast would you be? And you got your little man there. How fast would you be willing to sign on next week?
Hold on, got you. H-Rap, real talk. I probably wouldn't do the show no more, but I would do something. No, but hold on. I would do something else. No, time out. I would do something else. I'll be like, you know what? That's some real nigga shit. I don't know about all that, but I can still do something else. So there's always an avenue to go in H-Rap. There's been other avenues to go throughout history.
I'm not saying that it's not, but that's what will slow people who have one mindset down.
That's true.
That's why you would say he wasn't so proactive, because at this point, damn the people, I got to make sure CJ live to next week.
There you go.
So you thinking he should have, but he thinking I had to.
It's protection, and honestly, that's what that boils down to. Is I'm trying to protect, and I mean, I can only imagine, and I love the 70s era as far as the music, the style of dress, the Black exploitation films. To be real, one of my favorite one is Willie Dynamite. I got
when he was walking down them stairs.
I got that on DVD, man.
Hey. Most people don't realize Willie Dynamite is Gordon from Sesame Street.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. I was like, yo, I learned my ABCs from this cat.
Willie Dynamite.
Willie Dynamite taught me my ABCs. How player is that to really be able to have it on my resume? But I just know, like, for what you saying, CJ, I feel you all day, dog. Like, it makes sense because we're at a different point in life and we're at a different age in life where those sacrifices that were made before me and you were even thought of, that's why they were made. for moments like this, for us to have these type of conversations. And that's why I say, look, leave it better than what you found it. So I want to make sure my legacy is left better than what my parents were able to leave for me. And that's one of the main things us as young men, we always look at not just material things, but I look at my upbringing. I look at how my mother and father, what the roles they played in my upbringing, and it's motivation for me because I feel like they set the bar so high for me, but I feel like I got to push myself over that bar to be better for mine. You know what I'm saying? And it does become a little bit of selfishness involved in that. But at the same time, if you truly love your community, you truly love your people, you going to do what you need to do for your people. Because I'm pretty sure, I mean, you saw it. Malcolm X knew that they were after him, but he never stopped doing work. He looked at it as, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die trying. Like, just like what they always say, get rich or die trying, right? 50 Cent album. Malcolm X said,
yeah, Malcolm X. Don't say Martin Luther King.
Oh, no, slow down, Justin. Martin Luther King was getting them same death threats, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. And he kept marching. He kept putting it in their face. He kept being that example of no. We gotta make some changes happen. And part of the reason that's why I feel like JFK was killed as well, because Malcolm.
No, I think that was a whole nother get down. That
hey,
that's what Goldberg said. That was white folks' mess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, CJ, hey man, for real, man. See, hey man, this is what I want you to do. I heard you say you read a lot. I want you to go buy this book. It's only $16. Go on Amazon. Hell, I'll buy it for you. It's called Community or Chaos, written by Dr. King. If you read that book, that Dr. King that they curated and put in front of you, you'll be like, well, how the hell? You be thinking his name is Dr. X. Seriously, man.
I'll give it a look. Hey, I'll read it. I'll read it.
It's called Community or Chaos. What do we do next? Community Chaos. Bruh, that Dr. King that you see on TV. Look, this is what you do. Look up some of them I have a dream speeches.
Oh, yeah.
You will see a whole nother Martin Luther King, bruh. And see, when you read that book, Community of Chaos, you will hear him say stuff like, these white folks clowns. See, you ain't even think he would say something like that.
Well, I'll say this, and here's my thing on Martin Luther King, then I'll chill out. I was more of a Malcolm X dude myself, just because. Hey, Ray, we'll talk offline, bro. We'll talk offline about, but
it's cool.
No. I mean, like it ain't nothing to, like. First off, don't get it twisted. They both was for the betterment of the community. So how can you hate them, really? I mean, to be honest, you know what I'm saying?
What I want you to understand.
Had that, you know what I'm saying? And then too, I don't like how people like to shit on Martin Luther King, and that's not what I am. I am one of the people that like to shit on him because they like to talk about how he and his posse was out here fucking a whole bunch of white bitches and shit during their whole little, and cheating on Coretta Scott and all that.
Okay.
I'm not. No, okay. Did that probably happen? Yes, probably did. But the point I'm trying to make is, I'm not gonna shit on that man for doing that. That dude did more great than whatever his little.
That's why I'm gonna ask you this. Do me a favor. Never bring it up again, then.
Yeah,
you know what? No.
I'm talking about for yourself. No. I'm talking about for you. Never. When you think about them, don't think about that. Don't even allow it to be addressed, because if you've done, treat Dr. King the way you would want to be treated. Like you've said some things about your personal life on air. Do you want us to talk about those personal flaws, or you want to talk about the letters you wrote and your drive and your ambition to?
No,
well, don't even address it.
No, H-Rap, no. See, and that's actually one of our podcasts me and Justin was talking about that as far as, do you look at your heroes a little differently? And one of the main things I said is, I'm like, yo, we all got flaws. So, are you going to judge me because I've made many mistakes, or not even many mistakes, but I've done more good than bad, and I'm doing it for the betterment of our people? So if actually, H-Rap, I think I called on one of the forecasts when y'all was doing something about, was it Selma? And I brought out and I said something about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and then what, Eldridge Cleaver, the Black Panther dude.
Well, that'd be Stokely Carmichael, aka he died as Kwame Ture, but Stokely Carmichael's there now.
Well, the whole point was I was calling to say, like, no, because y'all was talking about. I forgot.
She gave me a compliment. She ain't popping.
Hey, Keisha. Hey, she. Never mind. Hey,
you good with me, Keisha? You good in my book?
Hey,
they love you too.
Hey, she good in a lot of people's book. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh man.
Nah, not like that. Never mind.
All right, man. We gotta wrap this up, fellas. I want to give an opportunity for everybody to either A-Trap. Definitely, I need you to plug your shows and what you're doing, as well as, you know, just your final thoughts on tonight's episode. Finals is on. Trying to get in there and watch this thing.
My final thoughts are basically, instead of separating each other, we need to just work together, man. And let's start talking. Let's start doing instead of talking. Because when you start doing, see, man, look. E40, man. E40 said this. No, it wasn't E40. It was Killer Mike. Killer Mike said this. If everybody do a little bit, don't nobody have to do a lot.
Great point.
So, man, just look, you think your little bit ain't making a difference, but your little bit is making a difference. Like, you know, when you pull up to the corner, you see the panhandlers, or you walking in and out of the store, people go, I ain't giving him nothing. He gonna go get high. Or you can look at it this way. I'm gonna do something nice for him, and that may trigger him into doing something better for himself. So let's stop judging, man. Take that black robe off, man. Quote Chuck D. The next time you think about saying something negative about somebody, think of your five biggest flaws. And then after you think of those 5 flaws, see if you can still talk about that person you was going to criticize. And I'm done.
I like that.
I'll say this. First off, it was a pleasure having A-Rap on the show, man. Like,
it was
real
shit,
there,
man.
Hey, like real shit. You know, actually, A-Rap, you are. So, do you like to listen as far as like on hip hop and stuff? Like,
I'm a hip hop junkie, man.
You're a hip hop junkie. See,
I'm second generation hip hop, man.
No. See, I'm a music savant.
I'm not a music lover. No, I'm a hip hop lover.
No, okay. I got you. But we need to have a conversation, because in the earlier episodes, I think you said something I couldn't get down, because I think you said something about I want to say, was it Nas or did I say Jay-Z? It was something, but that's a totally different conversation for another day. I would love to have a conversation with you just on hip hop, because I'm a music savant, but I love hip hop. Yeah, okay, I got you, but you know, just conversation with hip hop with people, man, I love to talk about that with you. But it was really good having you on the show. But my final thoughts is, this was very informative. It was very informational, and if I were to have to wrap this up, I would just say, a lot of people have a lot to say. So for those people that have a lot to say, why don't you do something, or you collect a whole bunch of people that have them same thoughts and y'all do something? Because it can happen. Justin proves it every day. You don't gotta have $90 million. You ain't even gotta have shit, $1,000. Hell, you know what I'm saying? You can still make a difference within your community. You just got to be the man to step up and just do them. It's just simple as that. If you won't change, do it.
Can I say one more thing? I want the sisters to step up more. You know why? Because if the sisters raise the standards and stop letting some of these suckers slide, it's over,
another day. H-Rap, that's another day.
Boy. Don't get me going. We'll be on for another whole 3 hours on that topic.
Sisters, y'all understand. Y'all got the power.
That's another day. Real talk.
I'm telling you, I'm going to say this and I'm going to be quiet. Sisters, if you start telling dudes, this what you do. Wipe yourself down with pork chop grease and walk through the lion's den and I love you. It'll be a bunch of dead brothers at the zoo. That's all I got to say. Y'all got the power.
Justin, go ahead, wrap it up while I hop in, and then you hop in, and H-Rap hop right back in. Go ahead.
I'm done.
So one of the things that I wanted to say was, you know, in regards to voting and your vote mattering and you having an input, is if you look at what's going on in Georgia now and who they have as their Republican candidate, which is just a joke and a slap in the face to, if I was Republican, I would be very offended. Like, is this the best we can do? I don't even want to say the man's name, but
I'm gonna address that when we get off. Just stay on. I'm gonna address that.
If you know, then you know. So it's important for us to all wake up, like A-Trap said, hold each other accountable. But I definitely agree with you all day, man. Sisters, you have a very important role, a very key, vital role in the success of the Black community. And I grew up in a matriarch, and I'm trying to establish a patriarch here in my home, but I love my matriarch. I totally do. I wouldn't change it. But I pray that if you take anything from this show tonight, take what you learned and find it and leave it at a better place than what you found it as. That's one of the main things I could say. With that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate the comments. A-Trap, as always, consider this your second home. We'll definitely be reaching out more often to get you on. With that being said,
appreciate it, man. I'm out, man.